Kanye West ex-assistant makes more horrifying claims after accusing him of drugging her at Diddy party. Kayne West almost raped his ex-assistant a second time, years after allegedly drugging and sexually assaulting her at a party with Diddy, she claims. Influencer and former OnlyFans star Lauren Pisciotta sued the disgraced rapper, claiming she only found out about the rape when he confessed in 2022. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and also click on the notification bell to remain updated. Pisciotta claimed this was the worst incident in a pattern of extreme sexual harassment, including groping, vile texts, and sick fantasies. She also claimed that after West fired her in October 2022, he choked her when they ran into each other at a concert, and had friends terrorize her at home. The lawsuit described how West and his staff were in San Francisco in July 2021 during work on his Donda album. Pisciotta was staying at the St. Regis Hotel and claimed West banged on her door at 6 a.m. a few days into the trip, waking her up. West barged past her when she opened the door and said he needed to use her shower because his was out of order. He went straight to the bathroom and began undressing, while she retreated to the separate bedroom of the hotel suite. After running the water for 2 minutes, she claimed he came into the bedroom naked except for a hotel towel clutched at his waist. Pisciotta claimed he dropped the towel and forcefully pushed her onto the bed, then climbed on top of her. Then stepped onto the bed and stood tall, straddling himself over Pisciotta's body and looking down on her, the lawsuit claimed. Pisciotta, in a shocked state, somewhat braced herself for what might happen next. The lawsuit claimed West reached for the wall behind the bed's headboard to brace himself as he leaned closer to her. He attempted to forcefully thrust his naked body onto and penis into Pisciotta's face, the lawsuit continued. Pisciotta started to move her body to get up, pleading with West to stop. West removed his hand from the wall behind the headboard, forcing Pisciotta to stay in place. At first, West ignored Pisciotta's pleas to stop. Pisciotta stated over and over again to West, "I don't want to do this, I don't want to do this." After a few minutes, West grew annoyed and tired of her objections to him thrusting his penis into her face and closed mouth that only willingly opened when she told him to stop, the lawsuit claimed. West then got off the bed and told her sorry and that it wouldn't happen again, then gathered his clothes and left the hotel room. Another incident happened mid-air on a private jet during an overnight flight from Los Angeles to Paris for the fashion show Paris on September 29, 2022. After a jerk chicken dinner, West retired to a private room on the plane to get some rest, and the flight attendants reminded him the door lock was broken and could only be opened from the outside. Pisciotta claimed after 25 minutes, West texted her asking for a hug, but she declined. West, she claimed, previously sent her a photo of a couple embracing during sex, writing, "When I say I need a hug, this is what I mean." The photo and alleged text message were attached to the original lawsuit. Pisciotta claimed after she refused the hug on the plane, West got her to open the door to let him out, then said he needed to talk to her inside. They went into his room, and he closed the door, trapping them inside together as the door couldn't be opened from the inside. West then lay down on the bed and masturbated under the covers until he fell asleep as she sat across from him in a chair, the lawsuit claimed. Knowing she was trapped, Pisciotta texted everyone else on the plane to let her out, but no one responded. She pulled her knees up under her sweatshirt, cradled her face into her knees, and hugged her legs close to her chest and silently cried so she would not wake West. Finally, a male colleague saw her text and opened the door, calling it a rescue mission. Pisciotta claimed West's sexual harassment was so frequent, it occurred in Paris, Miami, San Francisco, Austin, Atlanta, and NYC, as well as LA. Pisciotta detailed how she was promoted to chief of staff of West's group of companies on September 13, 2022, and claimed that included a raise to $4 million a year. However, she claimed West never paid her salary or considerable expenses for phone calls, meals, and purchases she made on his behalf. Pisciotta was sacked on October 21, 2022, and she claimed she was offered a severance of $3 million, which she accepted but claimed it was never paid. A week later, on November 13, 2022, she went to a Post Malone concert in Inglewood, California, where she claimed West attacked her. West and Censori were at the same concert and she tried to avoid them, but West spotted her, called out, and approached her. She claimed as soon as West was close enough to her, he firmly placed his hand around the front of Pisciotta's throat and neck, squeezed tight, and aggressively pulled her by the throat into his chest. He then said into her ear, "I always knew what I would do to you if I ever saw you again." Pisciotta claimed he then squeezed her throat harder and stuck his tongue into her ear and moved it around. Once West's grasp was loose enough, she managed to pull away. She claimed censori stood by West's side and looked on, unfazed. Pisciotta filed her initial lawsuit in June, and in her amended filing claimed this kicked off another round of harassment from West and his cronies. She claimed West moved into an apartment just 4 doors down from her in the King's luxury apartment building in West Hollywood. After this, she claimed she was swatted several times, which involves calling 911 and falsely reporting an emergency that SWAT teams would dramatically respond to. False emergencies reported at her apartment included the double murder of her parents, a drug overdose, sexual abuse, an explosive fire in her kitchen, a life-threatening gas leak, a knife-wielding home invader, and hostage situations. Local police, firefighters, and child protective services rushed to her apartment to respond to the calls, only to find nothing was wrong, she claimed. More than 30 fake food delivery and service orders also showed up to her house, all for an Eric West. They included pizza deliveries, tow truck services, locksmiths, plumbers, and pest control, sometimes multiple times a day. Pisciotta detailed other relentless sexual harassment in her first lawsuit, including frequent barrages of vile texts. "I just thinking back to the bowling alley thinking of what the headline could have been. Yeah, arrested for sleeping with his assistant on the bowling alley floor," one read. Pisciotta in the lawsuit claimed West constantly asked about her current and past sex life and insist on knowing intimate details. West would frequently demand to hear details and was particularly fixated on the penis size of, among others, Pisciotta's boyfriends, she claimed. West would often tell Pisciotta that he always wanted to have sex with her, and that he held these feelings for a very long time. West also falsely boasted that he had sex with Pisciotta, or would insinuate to his friends, business partners, and music and fashion collaborators that he was having sex with her. Pisciotta claimed that on another occasion at the Soho warehouse in Los Angeles in early 2022, West asked a male guest if he could have sex with the woman who arrived with him. West told the male guest that in exchange for allowing him to have sex with the woman, the male guest could have sex with Pisciotta, the lawsuit read. In an effort to persuade his male guest, West stated that Pisciotta has great body. Again, West was insinuating that he had previously had sexual intercourse with Pisciotta. Pisciotta claimed on another occasion, West required her to take off her cardigan while she was in the Yeezy office because he said it was covering too much. West also told her he was turned on by the sound of her voice and often pleasured himself while on the phone to her, asking her if she could hear or guess what he was doing. Pisciotta claimed that other times West asked to have sex with her included when he followed her to the restroom at a work dinner and asked her to have a threesome with him, and when he FaceTimed her at home with a friend and asked to have phone sex with the friend. West asked Pisciotta to come to his hotel, Nobu in Malibu, California, because he'd said he needed her to fix his Netflix account, the lawsuit claimed of another occasion. Once Pisciotta arrived, West admitted that he had her come to his hotel because he wanted a hug for his birthday. But her most serious claim was that years before she worked for him, he drugged and raped her, only allegedly confessing in his last weeks as her boss. Pisciotta claimed she met West when he invited her client, a musician, to a studio session and party he co-hosted with his friend Sean Diddy Combs. West announced that everyone at the event at the Santa Monica studio had to drink if they wanted to stay, and she was handed a beverage by West himself. Pisciotta, after a few sips, suddenly started to feel disorientated and began to slip into an altered and highly impaired state, the lawsuit read. She felt less in control of her body and speech, and that is where her memories of the night escape her, it claimed. The next day, she felt ashamed and embarrassed that she couldn't remember the evening and her musician client refused to discuss what happened. Pisciotta claimed she only learned years later why her client was too traumatized and disturbed to speak about that night. After years of believing she was drugged by a studio assistant but escaped without being molested, she allegedly learned the truth from West. She claimed that not long before he fired her in November 2022, he was enraged about a comment his ex-wife made about him and Pisciotta having an affair while he was still married. The ex-wife's name was withheld in the lawsuit, but West's only wife besides censori was Kim Kardashian, who divorced him earlier in 2022. Pisciotta told West she wanted to send Kardashian a text to clear things up with her, as it appeared she was under the wrong impression about them. However, she claimed West told her she couldn't send a message denying they were ever intimate, due to what happened at the Santa Monica party. "We did kind of hook up a little one time," the lawsuit claimed West told her. West then immediately proceeded to reminisce about the time he was referring to, where he hooked up with Pisciotta after she had been drugged, the lawsuit claimed. Pisciotta claimed West had told Kardashian they hooked up but left out the true nature and severity of what he did to her. Had Kardashian been told the truth and known Pisciotta was in fact drugged and sexually assaulted by Kanye West, she would never have made the comment, the lawsuit claimed. A shocked Pisciotta claimed she told West she had no memory of the night, and he laughed, saying women love to say they don't remember, then changed the subject. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like this video and drop comments, and most importantly don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything.